All right, Alfred Teleferro, Mr. Teleferro TV. We're going to talk basketball. Very, very huge story out of the NBA. Honestly, we are heading to an off season. I'm going to be flat foot honest with y'all. This off season is stacking up to be, I won't say it's LeBron when he went to Miami anticipation, but I mean, it's up there. Y'all really want to, if you really want to put in perspective some of the things that can happen this offseason, you have Blake Griffin who has options. Chris Paul, I believe next year he can opt out. So it's going to be a big summer to see what the Clippers do if they don't win a championship. Only one team can win the championship, so there are going to be losers out there. You have Kevin Durant if the Warriors don't pull it off. Remember, Kevin Durant has an opt-out after the first year with the Golden State Warriors. Again, Steph Curry, he needs a new contract. There's so many things that can happen. Another one of those things is Carmelo Anthony, who isn't a free agent this offseason. But let me make this clear. Carmelo Anthony will be the most interesting piece this offseason. All right? I understand Kevin Durant is kind of available. Paul George is available. Let me tell you something. Carmelo Anthony will run this summer because he is the guy from a popularity standpoint and with his shooting ability that can really, I don't think he can be a one guy, and I think Paul George will be looking to go somewhere where he can be a one guy or a 1A guy, maybe with the Oklahoma City Thunder or maybe with a young Lakers team where he can be the guy. But Melo is going to go to a team that's probably already really good, like the Clippers or like the Boston Celtics or, one of these teams. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, Phil Jackson said at the meetings, Carmelo Anthony should go to another team. I'm not sugarcoating anything. He said Carmelo Anthony didn't work out in New York. He should go to another team. And when I think about this, how blunt Phil Jackson was about this, my mind goes to a couple different places. It's very hard to have sympathy for Carmelo Anthony because he put himself in this position. All right? He had an opportunity to go to Chicago a few years ago with a younger Derrick Rose, who, granted, didn't stay healthy, but it would have been Rose, Butler, and Melo. All right? You see how good Butler has become. A younger Noah, a couple years younger Noah. Melo had options, all right? And we could take it back even further. Remember, the summer that LeBron and D-Wade took and Chris Bosh took shorter extensions with their respective teams, LeBron in Cleveland the first time, D-Wade in Miami, and Chris Bosh in Toronto, there was a window for Carmelo Anthony to sign a shorter extension so he could be a free agent with those other three guys. But he took a longer extension in Denver, and it's kind of been a wreck ever since. He took the short-term game when LeBron called him and told him, don't do that. You can maximize your potential and maximize your worth if you just take a shorter deal and bank on yourself. They didn't want to do that. So it's tough to feel sorry for Carmelo Anthony in this situation. But again, Carmelo's he's Class A personified. He seems like a great guy. I never met him. And nobody deserves this. Phil Jackson says he wants Carmelo Anthony out of New York ASAP. The thing is, Carmelo Anthony don't have to leave anywhere because Phil Jackson, just a couple summers ago, you just gave Carmelo Anthony an extension with a no-trade clause. He don't have to go anywhere if he don't want to. So now Phil Jackson got to kind of talk it up and make Melo feel unwanted because there's no other way to get rid of Carmelo. If Carmelo doesn't want to go, you can't get rid of Melo unless you buy him out, and Melo's going to get at least 75-80% of his money if you buy him out. You don't want to do that. You get nothing in return. So it's a very tough situation for the Knicks, a very tough situation for Carmelo Anthony because he's in a place that he doesn't want to be wanted. It pissed Kristaps Porzingis so much, he didn't even go to the exit meeting with the team. He was pissed. Phil Jackson, and let me call out Phil Jackson on some BS. Phil, yes, this Knicks team should have made the playoffs. I will give you that. But don't make it seem like you got a championship contending team in New York. And if you feel some type of way about this team, you get your ass down there and coach the team. If that's how you really feel, that you can do a better job and that people are not getting the best out of, the coaches are not maximizing the talent that's on the court. I looked at a stat. I think ESPN might have put this one up. The Seattle Supersonics have more playoff wins in the last 10-some-odd years than the New York Knicks. Well, the Seattle Supersonics haven't had a team in 9 years. That's bad. So, Phil, you just as much to blame, probably a little bit more than Carmelo. I seen Carmelo go out and play hard. He is not LeBron James. Stop comparing him to that guy. It sucks that he came in the same year as him, But he ain't LeBron James. Melo needs to be a 2 or a 3 guy. I don't think he can be a 1 on your team, as in the number 1 guy on your team, number 1 option. I don't think that needs to be the case. He needs somebody that can give him the ball, but he needs to be a floor spacer and somebody that you post up occasionally. You give him his touches, right? You give him his touches, but I don't think he can be a 1 guy, or I don't even know if he can be a 2 guy. The Knicks built around him as the 1 guy because they're giving him max money. The Knicks should have been building around Kristaps Porzingis. Kristaps a talent. That's the situation that the Knicks are dealt with, and we will see how it plays out this offseason. But it's going to be a very interesting offseason for the Knicks. And it starts and ends with, can they get rid of Carmelo Anthony? It's going to be tough because he has a no-trade clause. So maybe the Clippers will be interested. Maybe Boston will be interested. L.A. is somewhere that Melo wouldn't mind going to if he had to leave. Didn't have to if he wanted to leave because Lala, his wife, has a lot of L.A. ties. She's an actor. L.A. is probably a bigger market or just as big as New York. So that makes sense. But it's going to be an interesting offseason for the New York Knicks. My website is MrT.com. Is out now. Check it out. Follow me on Twitter. I'm out. If you're looking to book me for an interview video or by phone, if you're looking to have your music or your skill featured on my daily podcast, if you're looking to book me for a speaking engagement to help motivate some kids, if you're looking to have me rock some of your clothing to help promote your brand, make sure you hit me up at booking@ismrteleferro.com. Again, that's booking@ismrteleferro.com.